Thank you, and good evening, Mr. Speaker.
Good evening.
I rise in very strong support of this amendment. This is indeed a very important amendment for many, many reasons, and I'll try to outline them as succinctly as I can and with as much reason. I like to identify it as the big 3 E's: the economy, the environment, and employment. Millstone is one of the largest employers in our state. They bring back such economic diversity to all of us. This is not just a district region issue, although Waterford is my district, but this really affects the entire state of Connecticut. As I said, Millstone supplies over 50% of our electricity. What would this state look like without Millstone? I hate to imagine it. We would not be able to meet our clean energy goals that we have in place. Millstone produces 98% carbon-free electricity. This is important to meeting our goals, the Integrated Resources Plan, our comprehensive energy strategy. I just can't imagine how the state of Connecticut would be able to meet those goals without Millstone. So if we're serious about the environment, this amendment makes a lot of sense. Additionally, as I said, Millstone helps our economy throughout the entire state. Locally, it pays over $110 million in salaries to over 1,500 employees. And then if we look at additional support services, we have an additional 4,000 employers. So with the dialogue that we've been having throughout this session and over the years about keeping our major employers in the state, I can't understand why we would take a risk right now to lose this fabulous employer that does so much, as I said, for the economy and the environment. Additionally, this amendment, I thought, was a fair and balanced compromise. We have heard the dialogues throughout this chamber and in other chambers over the past few years about the need to support and protect our economy with jobs and in employment. And this is exactly what Millstone's doing, but they've tried to be a very fair player and to work with all parties involved. And this amendment does that. It starts with a study by Deep hires the appraiser, and Millstone pays the bill. There's no cost to the state for the appraiser to do this study. It comes back with suggestions for 2 procurements. And if it's decided, as the good ranking member of Energy pointed out, there are several factors that are involved in deciding whether to go the route of which procurement. But the legislature would still have the opportunity, if it did not approve, to come back and deny the recommendations. So with that, I think it's definitely a win-win for all of us because of those areas I pointed out: the environment, the economy, and employment. I do not think that we can, in the state, continue to lose our major employers. We saw what happened when GE left. We don't want to lose Aetna. I think we have an opportunity here to vote and to keep Millstone here and do our best. It's a win-win, as I said, not a subsidy. We're all trying to work together to do what's in the best interest of our state, but most of all, what's also in the best interest of our ratepayers, protect all the various jobs. And I'd like to point out that Millstone pays on their salaries over $100,000 to $150,000 a year to some very good engineering and great jobs, but they also have many, many union jobs there: painters, plumbers, all kinds of different professions that work there. So this is a bill that will help our middle class. It'll help the good-paying jobs. It's important that we take a proactive stance as a legislature, so I could not support this with greater vigor and passion than I'm doing, and I thank you for the opportunity.